So cool you got, Acolytes. There's been a lot of misinformation going around, so let's talk about what the High Republic is and what it isn't. Let's go. Welcome back, Acolytes. I'm Jedi Starkiller, and this is the SK Base. Today I want to take a second to address some of the misconceptions and straight-up misinformation being spread about the High Republic throughout the Star Wars community. Let's take a second to talk about what the High Republic is and what it isn't. We're going to start with what it isn't. What it isn't: Disney erasing the old Republic. And what it is: a new era for Star Wars. Even in Legends, we never touched this era of the High Republic before, 200 years before The Phantom Menace. The Old Republic took place thousands to tens of thousands of years before The Phantom Menace. But this era of high prosperity and peace for the Republic and for the Jedi is something we've never experienced. And honestly, for me, it's a breath of fresh air. One of the problems I've always had with the Old Republic is that it feels very similar to what we've already gotten in Star Wars. There's a republic and an empire, and they're at war with one another. The High Republic is something fresh and new. It's an era that's supposed to be marked by peace and prosperity, but you really see the tensions underneath. But no, this is not Disney erasing the Old Republic. You can still go back and read those books, play the video games, and enjoy that era as it existed for you. And maybe in the future, Disney will go forward and make new Old Republic stories. But the High Republic has nothing to do with the Old Republic. What it isn't: pushing an SJW agenda. What it is: inclusive and diverse. Another criticism that people have been lobbying around on the internet is that there's some sort of social justice agenda being pushed by the High Republic. And one of the biggest claims for this is forced diversity. I'm assuming this is because one of the main characters of the book is Avar Kriss, a woman, and Bel Zettifor, a young black Padawan. And yes, there's a prominent gay couple featured in a couple of chapters of the book. But I will never understand why the phrase forced diversity even exists. Am I supposed to believe that everyone in a galaxy far, far away is a straight white man? It doesn't make sense. And to be inclusive and diverse in your fantasy writing is important. It makes the universe feel real and lived in because, like it or not, the real world is diverse and inclusive. And I like it when my fantasy reflects the real world, not just the tiny corner of the world that I live in. There's no agenda to the High Republic. They're just trying to make the Star Wars universe feel more real and more connected to our real universe. And if you have a problem with this, you might want to take a look in the mirror at why you have this issue. Why does it bother you that there are black and brown people or gay people in Star Wars? Because I feel like the problem may be more to do with you and less to do with the High Republic. What it isn't: boring. A lot of people who haven't read the books have been making claims that the story is boring, that the villains aren't exciting, that one character is just a rock. What it is: exciting and fresh and new. Yes, Geode is one of the best characters I've ever read. Claudia Gray made me care about a rock. And yeah, it's silly, but it's supposed to be silly, and it's acknowledged by the characters in the book how weird and silly it is. As to the villains, I totally understand. They're not the Sith. I'm a huge fan of the Sith, and it feels strange to have a world where the Sith are not the primary antagonist. But it's also fun and exciting to see the Jedi challenged in new ways. The Nihil represent not just a threat to the Jedi, but to the Republic itself and to their very way of life. And then there's the Drengir, which feel like the first really horrific villain that Star Wars has ever had. I think we've needed to expand into the idea of non-humanoid villains for a while, And I feel like the Drengir are a perfect example of how to do this. They're just the right level of weird and menacing and kind of terrifying. And I'm really excited to see how their story unfolds. What it isn't: rewriting Star Wars. What it is: giving us a fresh new take. There are many things brought up in the High Republic era that people think are inconsistent with the Jedi that we've seen in the movies that we've already had. One thing is that the fact that the Jedi are not meant to be celibate in this time period. We see it explained that while the Jedi shouldn't form attachments, the idea of physical love isn't something that they have to abstain from. Many people look at this and they say, well, this is a direct slap in the face to Anakin and to everything that the Jedi were in the prequel era. But instead of looking at it and saying, oh, well, they're undermining things, look at the fact that this is 200 years before the Phantom Menace. And we don't know the full story yet. We don't know what has happened that has changed the Jedi Order from what they are now in the High Republic to what they will be in the Phantom Menace. So instead of attacking things for being different, we need to look at it as historians. We need to read this and wonder what changed. And maybe, hopefully, we will see the evolution of the Jedi Order and how it goes from this progressive body that it is in the High Republic to what it will be in the Phantom Menace. What you shouldn't do: make snap judgments before reading the books, or go into the books with expectations. What you should do: read the books yourself. Free yourself of your expectations. Don't listen to the negative reviews. Just go into it hoping for a good story and hoping to enjoy something brand new about Star Wars. And if you're not much of a reader, well, welcome to the SK Base. I'm going to be going through all of the books, all of the comics. I'm going to do a chapter by chapter breakdown of each book so that you guys can follow along and we can really get to what this is about and not just what the Wikipedia blurb or some other popular YouTuber has to say. But the most important thing you can do is just open your mind, open your heart, and try to find something new to enjoy in this era. Because let's be honest, the worst Star Wars stories are still light years ahead of other stories. So let's enjoy this journey together. Let's be positive going forward. Because I'm excited for this, and I want you guys to be excited too, because more Star Wars is better than the alternative. For light and life, for the Republic, this is the way.
You are now leaving the SK Base. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And never forget, the Force will be with you, always.